Hey Stampers, it's Gaynor again with my nice mat that's been laminated off the gorgeous Brenda. I've stuck it down with the tape and I'm going to do some little experiments with you today. A lady asked me about the cleaning cloths and the Stampin Scrub. So, oops, pencils are rolling. This is my Stampin Scrub. I take this to Stampin' Up events, and you've got, I think one's for wet and one's for dry. Yeah, so dry on that one, wet on that one. But these can get really dirty. I've cleaned mine, but they come out. You can take these mats out. You need your pokey tool for this. They do click back into place. They just lift out. Oh, she says trying to get it out. There we go. And I wash mine. It's, oh, that's a bit mucky on that side, isn't it? But no one's going to see that side. But yeah, you can wash these, hot soapy water, get all the ink out, give it a good shake, wrap it in a towel, or just put it outside on a window ledge to dry off. You don't need to do this side, because this side, once this is cleaned, your stamps, it's just to dry off. So slide that back in. But yes, you can take these out and clean them. I've known people to put them in their dishwashers as well. So, because the dishwasher doesn't move, the water does all the movement. And she asked me also to compare them with the cloths for the Versamark. So I've got an absorber cloth, and yes, I bleached this. I put it in with my Oxy Gold to try and get the red stains out. You will never get the black ones out, but the red will come out. I've also got a piece of the original absorber cloth, which the gorgeous Lorraine Turner sent me. This is the other version. You can get the smooth, and I had the bobbled. So I've got them, and I've also got this. Love this. It's stretchy, it's great, it's quite thick, well it was, but the absorber cloth, $14.99 off Amazon plus postage and packaging. My absorber cloth was $14.99 plus postage and packaging. Don't get me wrong, you can get 6 pieces of cloth off each one. So if you go to a stamp group or something like that, where you go once a month to do some stamping, perhaps ask the ladies there if they want to chip in, and you could spread the cost between all 6 of you, because you'll all get a piece that size. Or you can do what I did, and I'll show you the packet because I've got one down here. It's called a Super Stoker cloth, and it's super absorbent, and I had 2 for £2.45 off eBay. Absolutely humongous. And I did send the lovely Anne Melvin a piece. I'll cut it open and show you how big it is. There's no little release packet for me to undo, so, but don't worry. But I had 2 of these. My husband's got one for his car after I took that corner piece off. Bless his little soul. And they come damp, and you've got to wash them out every couple of days because they'll smell of damp otherwise. And that's that one, and I had 2 of them that size. So to get a piece of that cloth, you could cut that into 4, and it's lovely and thick. Sorry about the glaring, but why pay £15 plus packaging when you could have 2 of them for £2.45 free delivery? So that's what I did. Anything to cut down costs. None of us like to fork out a fortune for our stuff, because we'd sooner spend it on crafting supplies. So I'm going to show you the differences between the cloths, and I'm also going to show you how I clean my photopolymer stamps after I've finished filming to get them like brand new again. So you're going to have a couple of tips today. So let's see cleaning your stamps in compared to the absorber and the cheap one. They're both absorbers, so... Oh, I do apologise for my throat again. I'm going to grab a... Right, here goes. Brand spanking new, and I've used this already. It looks like new, doesn't it? Yeah. I've used this to stamp the word joy in cherry cobbler. Let me get some scrap and I'll show you. What I did. Oh. So, where's my cloth? You do need to buy spray as well for this. It's the Stampin' Mist. This is to keep, because you've got to keep this mat damp as well. Nothing's going to clean it from dry. And it smells chemically, but I'm not fussed on that. I don't mind at all. I'm just going to stamp that out of the way. I've got my cherry cobbler here. I've got my lovely little stamp that says joy, and it's upside down. I mean, some people don't mind these being red or black and staining. Beautifully stamped. I hate it. I hate that red. And you can clean it off. Yeah, it's not too bad, but you can still see it's pink. And you can dry it off. Clean, dry. It's not going to stamp dirty. And no one... You can see the red still. So I'm going to take a container because I'm not by my sink. Just going to close that a minute. And if you're in the UK, or I don't know if you can get this in America, it's a Domestos spray with bleach. It's not constant bleach. It's not all bleach. I think it's like water as well. It's just watered down. So I'm going to spray it in here. My little container, and I'm just going to sit that in there. Well, you leave it there if you want, in the corner, and we'll go back to that in a moment. So yes, oh, I needed to actually stamp and clean it with the cloth. I'm going to get the Versamark for that one, because the Versamark is sticky, the lady said, which it is. And is it any good for cleaning with the Stampin' Scrub, or, and this is a brand new set I'm using that word from, that is not from an old set. The only thing is, my old sets, it won't get clean. You've got to do it more or less straight away. So let's have a look at these little snowflakes. This is for the Versamark. Grab a stamp there. I'm going to stamp in Versamark. You can see that I've done it in the Versamark there. See the shine? Oh, wait there. There it is, just slightly there. We have got, there, see it? There. So that's the Versamark. And you can clean it off on your cloth. No longer sticky. Stamp on there, and you can clean it off on here. But another thing I find, once you've used your pad a few times to clean, if there's any red ink on there, it's going to transfer onto your clean blocks whether you've used red or not. But yes, you can use and get the Versamark off that way as well. You can use a baby wipe. You can do, you know, the cheapest one of the cloths. You can use the dearest one of the cloths. Like say, I bleach these to get the red out. It does change the colour of your cloth, but the black stays in. But I can, well, let me dip that in my solution there as well. Just leave that for a few moments. The red will start to come out. Yeah, but you've got to rinse these every couple of days because they'll stink otherwise. Oh, horrible solution. Horrible mucky water. So I've stamped and I've cleaned with both cloth and Stampin Scrub with the scrub and the cloth, and there's no sticky residue left on the bit damp. Dry it off. Whoops. And that's another thing about the Stampin Scrub. I think it's a bit too rough. When you've wiped with the cloth, then you can just pop it back in your stamp set. I'm sorry for fluffing, but I want to show you the best way to keep everything tip top as well. I've got a little one there, I don't need that on there anymore. So I can put my stamps away as we're going. Look, have you noticed my joy is coming good? I can even turn this over. I'm going to give it another little spray. And, well, get my other cloth. And because it only contains bleach, it won't damage your fingers as long as you give them a good rinse after. But I'm going to leave that a little bit more. It's virtually there, and it's done in front of your eyes. I've not taken it away and used something different. And that's the Stampin Scrub. But yes, you can take these out, you can clean them, because I cleaned this weeks ago and I haven't used it since, because I use my cloths. But, well, there you go, it's muck off, because every time you wash your dirt onto there and dry it on there, you're just constantly going to keep adding ink to this, so you need to clean it. So, there's my Stampin Scrub. That's off the fluff from the inside. Oh wow. And I wanted to show you as well, excuse me, who buys this? I got sucked into buying this. Not by anyone, just by its own self. Yeah, that's sticky. Sticky, sticky, sticky. And it won't come off with that. I use this instead. Because they're both exactly the same product. This was £1 from the pound shop, or if you call it the Dollar Tree, WD-40. It will clean your trimmer, it will clean your scoreboard, it will clean your glass mats, anything with sticky on. So don't get sucked into buying this, which costs £8, £8 I paid, or £7 I paid for this. And just because I used to add the stickers on the back of my stamp sets, and there we go, look, and it's clean. There you go, and it's back to being brand new. How's that? And you can, I'll grab a cloth now. Wipe off any residue that's left on there. It's just rinse it under the tap, and you will have you can do it within 10 minutes of using them, 10-15 minutes. But if you've left it on, like really old sets that I've had for ages, it will lighten them a bit, but it won't get rid of the whole of the red. But there you go, it's new again. You can't tell I've used it. And that's how I like to keep my photo polymer stamp sets. Nice and clean, so they look brand new all the time. And I have sold a few sets to ladies that have said, your stamp sets are impeccable. They don't look like you've used them ever. But I have. Trust me, I have used them. And this is perfect as well for cleaning your blocks. My blocks get stinking, and I mean stinking dirty. Look at that, it's minging. Ugh, look at the glue and the gunk on that. It's just awful. Tiny little spray. It's not the best smelling thing, but neither's that. Once you're done, just get a little cloth, hot soapy water even. This just gets rid of all the sticky fingerprints, any glue you may have on there, because I use this block to lift up my tearing tape so I get a nice clean edge. And cleaning these blocks is essential, because a clean block will stick better to your photopolymer and your red rubber. Also, if you stick your stickers on the back of your stamps, I don't see, because they can be cut. You've got to make sure they're always clean, otherwise they won't stick on your. Look at that now, it's crystal clear, it's beautiful and shiny. Perfect. You can even, don't even have to spray it on the actual block, you can spray it on the cloth and then just polish them up, because a clean block is better for any. Look at this, it's going to constantly keep my little mat clean that my gorgeous Brenda sent me. But yeah, and like I say, you can use this, which costs 7 times the amount of this. It's a bigger container, but you don't need that little bit I sprayed on there. Will not just clean one block, it will clean until it dries up. My blocks are perfectly clean now. I must admit I don't do this very often, but when I do, I get the whole set, because I've got double stamp sets. I've got blocks. I've got blocks that other people have sent me. So I've got a load to hand. Sorry about the sniffles. That one's got something really good. I think that's scratched on that side. But yeah, clean all your blocks with your WD-40. See, the pink is coming out. I will rinse that under the tap after. Let me just spray a little bit on the top. You won't get rid of the black, but it'll take away all the other colours. You know, the pinks, the greens, the reds, the blues. Leave that there. It's not going anywhere out of sight, so I'm not using anything other than that spray. Find a clean bit of tissue. And it does not make these lovely again and shine like new. Perfect. Look how crystal clear that is now. There's no marks on that whatsoever. It's perfect. Now this one's dirty and icky and ugh. But it's essential to keep all your products clean. It's perfect, this WD-40 is, for your trimmer as well. Still got. It just doesn't take long at all. The smell dissipates as soon as it dries, because I know they can be it can be a nasty smell, but it doesn't half fetch them up lovely. Love them. Mine tend to get dusty more than anything, but that little square block there gets really sticky sometimes, because you know when you're doing your tear and tape projects, like I'm saying, and I like a nice straight edge. Look at that, they've all come up beautiful. These were gifted to me. I don't know where the lady, my friend, had them from. I'm not sure if she said if they were all to new. I can't be 100% gospel on that, but please, I'm not going to put my name to it. But yeah, these perfect for cleaning your blocks. Mine is scratched, but it's lovely and squeaky clean. Let me see if I can find one more. Oh, now this one is really dirty. Ugh, look at that. It's dull. It's horrible. Right, oh, it's just beautiful. It comes up like brand new. I've got scratches on these. I've had them for years, well, since I started. God, that'd be 3 years, February. I started making cards in the September before, so yeah, it's 3 years for me. Lovely. Look how beautiful they come up. Stunning. So that's how another thing you can compare with. Don't buy this, buy one of these. They do exactly the same thing and it costs a lot less. So we got tips and tricks on your sprays. The Domestos is perfect if you're in the UK, or get an old spray bottle, add, I would say, about that much bleach, thick bleach, and the rest water. Give it a good shake, let it settle, and then just use that. And as long as you give them a rinse to get anything residue left off there. Back off. Give me 2 seconds. I'm just going to rinse that under the tap. You should keep rinsing it until there's no suds left. Yeah, I don't know if you heard me then when the tap was running, but most of the colour comes out. I've got some more there. Ooh, I've left me box over there. See if I can get it on that blue there. And it's like I say, people who say you shouldn't use bleach, yeah, I do. I love bleach. I use it on everything, but I also use the OxyClean in the, you know, the stain removers that you can leave in the, put them in your sink overnight, hot water with a scoop of Vanish, and then maybe some soap powder even. Just go back to them in the morning, throw them in the washing machine, and they come up lovely. Like I say, you won't get rid of the black, but you could see then if you could take apart that. And blue is coming out. Obviously it takes a little bit longer. I can't do it on camera for the whole length of the duration, but if I left that in the sink, there's bits of blue. Oh, you can't see it hardly. But yeah, that's what I do with my cloths. Absolutely love them. Do you want me to show you how to clean the trimmer while we're here again? I've done that before though, I think. I just want to show you how you can get, with the WD-40. Oh my gosh, my trimmer gets stinking. Oh, and that's another thing. I've got two. Look at this, it's absolutely minging. So take it apart first. Do you know, a good thing as well is an old paintbrush for getting right in there to clear that track from dirt. A nice fine. This is really old now, this toothbrush. It's absolutely had its use. Excuse me. But this as well. Gets it up lovely. And it's keeping it clean will also keep it from knackering your paper, believe it or not. And I always find I love Stampin' Up trimmer, don't get me wrong, but if I've got to cut black cardstock, I'll use my Tim Holtz. I use it. Look at this. This is just off my trimmer. Absolutely stinking. Take it out. Clean down the sides. You've got two sides to these. You can buy replacement ones. I just get my nail in there and run it down with the damp end, both sides. You can use your pokey tool on this with a bit of tissue to get in them cracks as well. Just make sure every bit of it is clean. because that will save on blades as well, because if you get dirt in the track, that can stop the blade from cutting nice and neat. So you want to keep this up tip top as well. Oh, excuse me. And sorry about that. And on here I tape on. Every now and then I'll take that off. I'll use my WD-40 to get rid of the stickiness. Then I'll cut a 12-inch piece, because mine is in metric. It's not in, it's in centimetres, not inches. And now I don't do in centimetres, I only do inches. So I just take a piece off my grid paper, remove it, mark it right on the bang line there, and I know this is my inches then. I've done it twice. I might have to replace that now, but it's not bothering me as long as I can see the numbers. You also, this track is absolutely horrendous. You can keep this clean as well. Let me grab my cloth again. I need a new piece of it, but this is that Bounty stuff. You can keep using this stuff, it's great. You want to keep your track clean here as well. This will keep the blade moving up and down perfectly, nice and neat and smooth. Better move your hands, Gator. But I've got, you get residue in these, a build up, and you can, where's my poker tool? So you get a build up. Is there anyone? Yeah, and if you get glue on your poker tool, just go over your point with the WD-40 and that is nice and smooth again. You can also clean residue off your scissors. I have now got titanium scissors and I reckon they're non-stick, but trust me, I go over them as well. It gets rid of stickiness off your scissors. A little bit right on the tip there. Oh, there's actually tape on the end of my scissors. There we go, it was a piece of tape. I wasn't trying to wipe that off, there we go. And more residue there. And another thing, you want to know how to sharpen your scissors if they're starting to go blunt, is look at them, they are absolutely stinking, look at them. I find a bit of WD-40. Go in between these bits as well. Flip it over. Oh, it's got my name on. And it will clear them up. So they're nice and clean again. Whoops, a little bit on the tip there, I just noticed. And if I grab some tin foil, take some good old tin foil and just, sorry, cut slits. It will sharpen up your scissors perfectly. Do it with any type of scissors. Nice and clean now, lovely. And again, you can sharpen your scissors with these. Battery's low, Oh, sorry about that. My battery just died, so I thought I'd come back. And I was up to the point where I was just snipping tin foil. Your punches as well, if they start to get a bit dull, you can punch out with those. It will sharpen your punches as well. So just run it through. You don't need it as thick, I don't think. And just cut it out. This will sharpen the blade up. I've even been told you can take a piece, just screw it up even, and rub it around the edges. And that too will sharpen up your punch. And it stops, you know when you get those jaggedy edges sometimes, bits of the punch will start leaving imperfections on your circles. Just grab tin foil, like I'm saying, either cut a few circles out with it a few times, or just screw them up. The rougher the better. Put it inside and just rub it around inside your punch, and you can see where it's been even, the two metals together. It's like adding a steel to a knife. And then it will punch out perfect. How's that? Yay! So we've done punches, scissors, cloths. What haven't we done in this video? Oh my god. But yeah, you could just do that on all your punches every now and then. And again, WD-40 will keep these nice and clean. Take away any grease and glue marks you may have on there. Who gets glue on their punches? Me! But yeah, it keeps them clean. Mine stay on a rack so they never close. But yeah, you can have everything coming up like a treat with just household things. I mean, every bloke has got WD-40 in his toolbox. Us crafters should all have one in our craft shop, our craft space. So I've cleaned my scissors, I've sharpened my scissors. I can start putting my trimmer back. Pop one side in and the other one will just pop straight in, and this now glides a lot better. Let's see if it cuts any better. Cool. Just making sure it's all nice and clean. It glides across. If you keep the trimmer clean, it will. And this is a blunt blade, believe it or not. Oh, I wonder. Let's take my blade out. If it sharpens things, why can't it sharpen this? Just going to go back and forth. Nice. Obviously be careful of your fingers. Just sink your blade in and just rub it back and forth. Fingers crossed. Let's try that. It's not going to do any harm. It was blunt anyway. Oh my gosh. Let me try it on the black. Black always frays for me. Always. always, always. Let me find a small piece of black. I'm going to try and get as many hints and tips in as possible. Now see, it's still frays, but nowhere near as bad. Now, black always frays. Do you always find that? So what I do, I don't buy one of those sanding blocks. I just keep an old or cheap nail file and just go over, and it gets all those nice sharp edges. Or, like I'm saying, if I'm using the black, I love this. It's perfect. But I also love this. Oh my gosh, this is amazing. And I'm not dissing anybody else's product, but I love this one. Sharp, no jaggedy edges. That's the Stampin' Up trimmer. That's the Tim Holtz guillotine. Let's look at that rough edge. Can you see that rough edge? Nice, clean and crisp. Nothing. No fluffy bits. No horrible jaggedy bits. I love my Tim Holtz. Look at my fingers, they're stinking now off the tin foil. But yeah, oh, get one of these. Even if it's no good for humongous pieces of paper, obviously, but it's only does, I think it's the 8.5. I think it's 8.5 that way by 6 that way. But you can, I have used a piece of, I've used my ruler before now. It will cut up to 7. So put your ruler over the 6. And you could even put a mark there actually. I think I might just do that with my Sharpie. So I'm hovering my 1 inch number over the 6 there. So it's bang on. And I'm going to pull it back. Whoops. So I can draw a line there. So I know that's 7 inches now. Perfect, as they say. So that's my 7-inch mark. Oh, I better do a 6.5, haven't I? Mind you, when do we ever cut 6.5? But it's just better. It saves me getting the big trimmer out when I want to do smaller pieces. So I do my 7x5, see. I cut my magnetic sheets on this. I'll show you now. That's another reason why I needed the 7-inch. When my magnetic sheets come for my dies, and I can separate them because they're so magnified. What I do, I put this in. Glossy side is your magnet side. So I chop this off at 5 because I do mine are 7x5s that fit inside my, and now I've got that mark there. Because it ruins your blades if you try and cut these with your trimmer. So I always keep a spare old blade just for the larger mats, because I don't want to ruin my trimmer blades because they cost me enough. And look, love this stuff. So that's that piece. I don't throw these pieces either because I will mat them together. Another 5. By 7. So there for my 2 new sets that I've got there, and they're going inside of the oh, what's it called now, the case. And then with the leftover pieces, I know the shiny side up is the magnet side, so I turn them over because I don't like waste, and I will then just tape them together. Let me just get that back on. Oh, this one doesn't want to stay in place, does it? Little slippery little bladder. And it will just, once I've got all my bits together, because it's only going to lay flat, and you can glue these then even onto a white piece of thick, or a piece of chipboard, not too thick, and they will make another mat for my magnets, my dies. So, and I'll just keep adding and adding and adding until, because I don't, if you throw all these bits away, well, we're very frugal, and like I say, they can be expensive, they can be cheap. I get 10 and these are 0.85 millimeters thick, and they're £6.45, but I don't want to be sitting here like I used to and just throw all those away. And another thing for your WD-40, keeps your bone folder clean. So I can add that now. I can cut that down to 7 inches. Oh, I love me mat, look. I can cut that down to 7 inches, perhaps join it onto the next bit. I'm not fussed on tiny little pieces like this, but these long strips are great. I could cut that off at 7 inches now, and the next time I cut 2 pieces, I'm going to have another 5 by 7 piece. So why waste? And I know that 7 by 5 will sit inside my what are they called? My sleeve. That'll sit in there perfectly. What I do then, I add double-sided tape, peel the backing off, slide that in there, fits perfectly, put a little label on, and my dies will stay with my stamp set. And that's what I do. And then, like I'm saying, I don't mind these little bits going in the bin, but then the next time I cut, I'll put another strip on there that wide, which is what, 1 3/4. Basically more or less take me up to my 5 inches by 7, and away to go. So you've got tips on everything. Do we need to cover anything else? I'd love to be able to hear you all. Anyone wants me to review anything, let me know. I'll give you my honest opinions of things. Oh, I love this mat. Thank you, Brenda, for this, my darling. I always keep my WD-40 to hand. My scrappy toothbrushes, and all my scissors are now sharp and clean and back to their use. Yeah, I even had a blade ready, and yet we've just cut the trimmer, sharpened the blade, and I now will probably get a lot more use out of this blade. Look at that, fabulous. It's nothing fray. Time to change your blade is when it starts to fray on the white, because they're white. And if you've got a cloth like this with WD-40 on, just leave it sitting on your desk, and at the end of each night, just do that and throw it in a bin. Honestly, if you can keep the blade as clean as possible, you're going to have a long-lasting trimmer forever. Forever, Trevor. So, there's my hints, tips and tricks today. If you can think of anything you want me to review or test, try before you buy. If I've got it, I'll do it. But always keep this track nice and clean. Always, because that's where your cutting blade is. You could even probably lay some of this down. Whoops. Nice and thin. Let me get my bone folder. Perhaps try cutting through that a few times to sharpen your blade as well. Oops, would help if I had it in the track, and that will cut. That'll sharpen your blades as well. That was wrinkled before it cut. Yeah, so do that as well. Grab another piece of scrap. Fingers crossed it's not black, because I'm looking in blind. There we go. Cut some 1-inch strips for sentiments. Perfect. And I love cutting up, because I know I'm not the best at holding on to things, and I can tend, I'm going to put it on that side because it's more of a grip. So if I come from the top, I know if I'm not pushing down off, that'll move. Well, yeah, look, it's a bit off centre, so that's 1 inch at the bottom, and it's off. See, at the bottom now, so I switched it round, so it's off slightly. So I find it's always best as well to cut upwards, that way your paper doesn't move. No. So there we go, there's my hints, tips and tricks today on keeping everything tip-top clean, what cloths to use against the Stampin Scrub, cleaning your trimmers, your scissors and your blocks, and stopping you from buying this stuff when you can buy this stuff. Stop squeaks, drives out moisture, cleans and protects, loosens rusty parts, frees sticky mechanisms. I couldn't say it. This one says remove sticky residue from a variety of surfaces. It's exactly the same. I've even done the smell test. They smell the same. So before I had my cold. And don't waste your strips. I could add that, like, get a 7x5 piece of even craft card, and it's not 7x5, but it's not far off it, but glue them onto a board as well even, and then add that mat into your sleeve to keep your dies straight. So don't throw anything away, be frugal, do your bit. Alright, I'm going to love and leave you all. Thanks for watching. Oh, don't forget to subscribe. Thank you so much for stopping by. I hope you stay to the end, and I'm not sitting here talking to myself. I do love you all. Thanks for watching. Bye.